Hi guys, welcome back. This is the last part or the last episode of our garment space or the retail apparel space. Okay. So over here in this last segment we are going to be talking about three companies, and these three companies are mostly catering to your occasion wear you have, right? Like for example, saris. Saris these days has become more like an occasion wear. You wear it for a wedding or some kind of festivities that are there. So that is so we'll be talking about these kind of companies, and over here we have three. One is Raymond Lifestyle, one is Sai Silks Kalamandir, and Vedant Fashions. I would say Sai Silks Kalamandir and Vedant Fashion fits more into this category than compared to Raymond, but I added Raymond over here also because unka khud ka ek brand hai called as Ethnics by Raymond over here, right? Which is very prominent or known to provide that menswear, especially for men, the menswear for these functions or the festivities that are there. Okay. So first let us start with Raymond Lifestyle. And I believe this is one of the most requested video with Raymond Lifestyle in my channel or in my DMs also, when it comes to the entire apparel category. Okay. So I do not know what is this obsession. Before I go into Raymond's Lifestyle, pura business model and everything, right? See, whenever there is a merger happening, a demerger happening, right? There's a lot of hush push about it. Like, oh, it's going to unlock a lot of value and, this and that and everything, right? We had the same kind of hush push, when we had the HDFC ka merger, right? And over here also iska bhi jab demerger tha, because when you look at the Raymond group, right, Raymond had three different operations under them. Okay, one was a real estate, the other was the engineering division, and third was this apparel slash garment ka division. Okay, when they demerged, what they did, they separated this real estate and engineering from the apparel thing, right? So this apparel ka company became a separate entity over here. Okay, so this was the deal. Now think about it, any demerger ho ya merger ho, right, at the end of the day the value will be unlocked over there as long as the demerged company जो है और ये जो merged entity जो है उसमें growth आएगा, right? Now for example HDFC में अगर आप देखते हो, right, the HDFC का merged group जो है, over here if you see what is the main problem over here, the base is so big and after that the growth rate has fallen down, right? So that is just because something has merged into a bigger entity doesn't mean that is automatically entitled for you to make money, right? That stock or that business has to grow. The underlying parameter is growth. It has to grow for you to make money. Similarly, if you see with any demerger and merger issue, like if you remember this, there was a company called as Mirza International. Okay, so when it unka ek business tha which was leather business, and the other business was a footwear business which came under the brand called Red Tape. Okay, now what happened once iska demerger ho gaya, Mirza International became separate and Red Tape became a separate entity. We saw that Red Tape पे growth आ गया था, right? It was growing at 30-40% like that, right? एक time पे, and it was a leader in the footwear space. So इसके वजह से the stock ran as a result of it, right? It was not. Now let's say if Red Tape didn't grow, let's say if it was a very mediocre growth engine, then it wouldn't have made money for its shareholders either. So underlying parameter क्या है यहाँ पे? Growth, right? Now what happens is people get a lot of excited कि like, oh ये demerger हो रहा है, ये merger हो रहा है, तो like अरे ये buy है, ये sell है, like this will, I mean there is this mentality, या आप बोल सकते हैं bias है कि like एक entity अगर demerged होता है then buying that entity means मतलब यहाँ पे तो easily पैसा बनेगा, ठीक है? And I believe the same thing was reflected with Raymond Lifestyle also for some reason कि like once it is demerged, it is supposed to be a value creation, it is supposed to make a lot of money. Yes, it would have made, provided it would have growth over here. So if you look at Raymond Lifestyle na, yahan pe there are four categories through which they make money. Okay, the first category is called as branded textile. Now Raymond ka hi ye ek B2C brand hai, where let's say Raymond ka shop mein if you go, they have this fabric, they give you different cotton ka fabric, linen ka fabric, which you as a consumer can buy and you can give it, unka hi tailor hota hai us shop mein, या यू कैन गो एंड गिव अपना गली का टेलर के लिए आप दे सकते हो कि लाइक भाई मुझे एक सूट सिला के देना, ठीक है? लाइक दैट इज वन कैटेगरी. नाउ दिस कैटेगरी वेयर यू एज अ कंज्यूमर कैन गो फ्रॉम रेमंड का शॉप एंड बाय दिस कॉटन या सूट का फैब्रिक जो होता है, राइट, दिस कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट्स 46%. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज ब्रांडेड टेक्सटाइल, ठीक है? ब्रांडेड टेक्सटाइल का मतलब क्या है? यहाँ पे यू आर बाइंग अ फैब्रिक, या ठीक है, इट्स नॉट अ क्लॉथ, यू आर बाइंग अ फैब्रिक, ठीक है? इट्स जस्ट दैट इट इज अ वेरी ब्रांडेड फैब्रिक, दैट इज इट. ओके, so this contributes 26% to the revenue. ठीक है. Then they have this branded apparel. Now if you look at it, if you go to Raymond का showroom, you will find this Color Plus, Parks, you know, you will have this Park Avenue, different kind of clothings, right? And even their deodorants and other things. Not only that, you will also find Raymond ka, you know, Raymond ka suit, Raymond ka shirt and everything na, right? This is called as branded apparel. Now this contributes around 25% to your top line. ठीक है. Now both of this, can you see, this is the B2C division. इनका दोनों है B2C as well as B2B. Now B2C में क्या है? Branded textile and branded apparel, where they're selling just a fabric or even they're selling a ready to wear, जहाँ पे आप directly जाके shirt खरीद के आ सकते हो. ठीक है. Now these are the two segments and this is the majority part of the segment. Okay, B2C. Okay, under this branded apparel only or Raymond ethnics जो है, which is the ethnic part for menswear, this comes. Okay, this is the major part of the business. 45 plus 25%, almost आप बोल सकते हो यहाँ पे 70% जो है revenue is coming from the B2C side. Then the second part of the business is your B2B. Okay, यहाँ पे two division है. One is garmenting. Garmenting का मतलब क्या? वही जो आप fabric, Raymond का fabric जो आप consumer के लिए बेचते हो, similarly you are making this fabric and you're selling it to other people. ठीक है, मतलब other businesses. Okay, it could be anybody, आप उसको बेच रहे हो. ठीक है. This garmenting is around 17.2% to the top line. ठीक है. And then you have high value cotton shirt, जहाँ पे you are again manufacturing this cotton shirts, trousers and various other things you're manufacturing and you're selling it as a white label. आप बना के you're selling it to other brands. वो brands जो है अपना label, brand का label चिपका के वो अपना retail में बेच देगा. This contributes 11% to the total top line as of Q3. ठीक है. Now did you understand the different streams of revenue and how much their revenue contribution is? ठीक है. Now when you look at it over here, ना the entire मतलब अगर आप उनका दो B2C division देखते हो, branded textile and branded apparel, both of the business are degrown. मतलब वहाँ पे sales ही नहीं हो रहा है. मतलब अगर आप पिछले साल से इस साल में compare कर रहे हो, the sales has fallen by 6 to 10% in that. Okay, and this is the majority part of the business. Now branded apparel and branded textile is contributing 70% to your top line, and this only is not growing at the end of the day. Then we have your B2B division. Even in the B2B division, उनका जो cotton shirt बनाता है, right, high value cotton shirt, that is also not growing. उसका भी sales वहाँ पे गिर के बैठा है. The only thing that is growing is garmenting division. Garmenting division का मतलब क्या है, right? You are making all this, your ये सब फैब्रिक बना के आप उसमें जैकेट, ट्राउजर्स, ऑल ऑफ इट यू आर मेकिंग, राइट? लाइक एक गारमेंट, एक फैब्रिक को गारमेंट में कन्वर्ट करके यू आर गिविंग इट टू अदर पीपल, अदर ब्रांड्स यू आर मेकिंग इट एंड गिविंग. यू बेसिकली मैन्युफैक्चरर, क्लोथ का मैन्युफैक्चरर, जैसे काइटेक्स और बेला कासा करते हैं, सिमिलरली लाइक दैट. ठीक है. दिस डिविजन ग्रो बाय 17%. इसका टॉप लाइन जो है दैट ग्रो बाय 17 to 19%. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, राइट, दिस इसी डिविजन का इफ यू लुक एट इट, सिंस इट इज मोर इन्वॉल्व इन एक्सपोर्ट, राइट, इन एक्सपोर्ट में इसका हायर फ्रीट cost is there, right, and they put up a new manufacturing line also. So both of these as a result ना यहाँ पे क्या है, bottom line का this garmenting division, even though it grew by 19%, इसका यहाँ पे इतना expenses है, इतना यहाँ पे that freight cost has been so high and everything. This business also killed the operating leverage. First of all, the other three portions of the business, right, are not growing. वहाँ पे sales गिर के बैठा है. Obviously अगर sales ही नहीं हो रहा है, sales is only degrown, how can you expect profitability, right? So first of all, that has happened. And the one segment that grew by high double digit, even there also, even that segment also was not able to contribute for profitability because of a lot of miscellaneous expenses and freight cost. So overall, if you look on a consolidated basis, चारों divisions को भी अगर आप merge करके देखते हो, then you see that the sales is not there at all. Sales is flat, hardly 0.8% से grow हुआ है, right? And profitability, if you see, as a result, because like I told you, when all the three segments are not growing and everything is loss में जा रहा है अभी, यहाँ पर भी if you look at it, the PAT that is there, it's degrown by a whooping 60%. So when this is happening, right, when you can't go back, to the glory days of how you used to be, how do you expect a demerged entity जो है, how do you expect it to make money? How do you expect it to, यहाँ पे अगर growth ही नहीं है, how do you expect for the shareholder to make money, right? So that is the biggest underlying thing over here. The other thing over here, again, I don't understand the hype with Raymond lifestyle is because if you look at it from a Q3 ka perspective, right? Q3 ka total number of stores is 1653. Okay, and the management has this vision called as Raymond Lifestyle 2.0. Now, what is this Raymond Lifestyle 2.0? They want to push and be more aggressive in terms of their B2C. They want to get into a lot of sub brands. Unka jo ek Park Avenue ka jo brand hai, they want to start selling innerwears in that brand. They want to go more into like lifestyle category. Ethnics unka jo brand hai, they want to push it forward, right? But mostly इनका बोलना है कि like हमारा अभी 1653 है अभी stores, and in the next 3 years we are targeting 650 plus stores. Okay, now let's say if I take the base as 650, ठीक है, as of now 1653, in next 3 years it will be 650, ठीक है. So it comes up to kitna 2300 odd stores it comes up to in a span of 3 years, right? Take the store expansion ka CAGR, it comes up to hardly between 10 to 12%. So, and it is not like this year alone, even from the time, if you look at it in the last 2 to 3 years, if you look at it, like it hardly store addition has been 100 to 150 every year at this base. So I mean, see, I understand at times it can be very difficult, to like get the revenue estimation, right? Like the management also, like for example Raymond ka lifestyle ka management, they don't explicitly give out guidance, but you could have like figured it out by doing the store expansion ka calculation now. So if they are not, I mean, उनका combined EBO MBO सब डाल के भी 10 to 12% का store expansion आ रहा है, and SSG is not that great, because ultimately growth is nothing but आपका new store expansion plus the current store का SSG. If that is only not crossing somewhere above 15%, so I don't understand ki like hype. I don't know if I'm missing out something over here with Raymond Lifestyle, to be very honest. I don't think so. So I don't know what is this entire hype. It used to be about, ki like, ye I've heard so much about this on Twitter since the time iska demerger ka news aaya, ki like value unlocking matlab, but kya value unlocking jab isme growth hi nahi raha is something that is beyond me, theek hai. So that is one thing. The second company will be doing is Sai Silks Kalamandir, theek hai. Now what does Sai Silks Kalamandir do? Again, with Sai Silks Kalamandir, I've explained this in depth in one of my videos. You'll have to go to business analysis playlist and check. Okay, now, Sai Silks Kalamandir, it is a sari-based company, okay? Iska, if you look at it, 68 to 70% of the revenue comes by selling sari, okay? And they are known for that only, selling that Kanchipuram and all that Kanchipuram, all that different kind of silk saris that are there, okay? And they are a brand that started in Hyderabad, and now they're trying to focus, Hyderabad, Karnataka, and in Tamil Nadu. This is where their focus market is right now, and one of the reasons why they're so focused in South is because 60% of the market, when you talk about saris, is in the South Indian market compared to the North of India market. Okay, so this is the entire business model. Now inka agar aap dekhte ho, similarly, right, when you talk about Sai Silks Kalamandir, they have 4 sub brands: Kalamandir, Kanchipuram, क्या है, Kanchipuram Varmalakshmi, Mandir, and KLM Fashion Mall. Now, what is the difference between these 4 categories? When you look at the first 3, that is Kalamandir, Varmalakshmi, and Mandir, these cater mostly to provide you saris. आपका जो festive wear sari है, occasion based sari है, right? Either if you're a bride or if it's some festival, some occasion के लिए आप साड़ी खरीदते हो ना, these kind of saris. Now, and in the difference between these 3 brands is the price point. Like Kalamandir could be catering somewhere between 2000 to like probably like 50,000. Varma Lakshmi could be like 50,000 to 2 lakh, and Mandir could be something like more than 2 lakhs. Like, you get the point, right? Like, based on the price point that is there, that is the difference between the 3 brands. KLM Fashion Mall is more like a affordable category, right? Okay, and you get everything over here: men's wear, women's wear, kids wear, सब मिल जाएगा आपको. Again, festive wear only, but mostly cater to everybody and very affordable, somewhere between like 400 to like 5,000 rupees. That is the target point for KLM Fashion Mall. I think if you are in Bangalore, I do not know if you guys, if any of my subscribers are from Bangalore, but you'll find that a big KLM Fashion Mall in Marthali, like in that bridge, under that Marthali bridge, you'll find it over there. I mean, wherever I used to pass by, I used to see it, and I never knew like KLM belonged to Kalamandir itself, because there is another Kalamandir, shop, right? Like, I would say like 100 meters from that KLM Fashion Mall, right? So growing up, I used to pass by that area a lot, but I never, like, I mean, see, think about it. Now, I used to see both of this, but I didn't know both of it belonged to a same company, right? And reading Sai Silks Kalamandir, it was like a light bulb moment for me, like, oh, okay. But anyways, like, coming back. Now, here is the thing, right? When these people came IPO आया था, it came in the Q2 of 20 in the financial year 23-24, ठीक है. In that time they had come, ठीक है. And they told कि like and they raised around 130 crore I believe in IPO, ठीक है. And that time उनका plan था in the span of 18 months. Now think about it, 23-24 का H1 मतलब 18 months from there is March of FY March 25 ना, correct, right? So they told कि like in the span of 18 months we will put 30 stores, and that time they had 54 stores in H1 of 23-24, okay. So from 54 stores they want to add 30 stores by the end of 18 months, which is 25, and 54 plus 30 कितना हुआ, 80 84 ना, 64 74 84 stores, ठीक है. As of now if you see the store count as of this Q3 66, so somewhere I believe यहाँ पे आपने guidance दिया, but in terms of expansion of stores you have not been able to do it. Now I understand इनका बहुत सारे problem था, flood हुआ था, ये हुआ था, and all of it was there, right, कि like इसके वजह से, but still this is one point of guidance they haven't achieved. The second thing is कि like similarly they had also mentioned कि like by the end of 18 months that which is again March 25 I believe, or the target was to reach around 2000 crores in sale and 200 crore in PAT, which I also think they would be really massively underachieving over here. Again I would like you all to backdate this and see, because I tracked this company 2 years ago, that is when they came during IPO for the first time. After that I've tracked it for 2 quarters and not really been regular over here, so I do not know if this 2000 crore and 200 crore ka PAT ka jo target tha, if it was for 25 or 26 of March, right, March 26 या March 25. But overall in spite of whatever it is, इनका sales अगर आप देखते हो ना, sales grew by 17% and PAT grew by 43%. Now when you look at it like Q3 में अगर आप देखते हो, you'll be like अरे बाप रे बाप क्या numbers है, because Q2 में उतना अच्छा नहीं था, right, Q2 में hardly anything. But here is the thing ना, it is a very one time very seasonal thing, because Q3 में you see a lot of festivities, right, lot of wedding seasons, wedding is coming up, marriages are coming up, so obviously as a result of it and ये तो क्या ही बेचता है, ये तो साड़ी ही बेचता है जो शादी में पहनता है, right? So obviously because of that it has come, not कि like this growth is something sustainable or anything, ठीक है. So that is a problem, right? SSG is also 6.8% over here, nothing to be impressive about, right? Overall okay, no, I wouldn't say great, it's not that good of a numbers or bad, it's I would say mediocre set of numbers, but I believe as much as I remember that उनका वो जो calculation is correct, 18 months या in a span of 18 months or 2 years they wanted to reach that 2000 crore in terms of sale and 200 crore in PAT, okay. If not for that, the store count was supposed to be 84 stores, which they couldn't do, okay. Now I know a lot of people can also give a counter argument telling like you can't just look at the store ka expansion, you should also look at the size, you should also look at it in terms of square feet, because each and every store they put up is like massive, like 5000 square feet, 6000 square feet and all, right, unlike V2 retail or like I mean I assume that kind of counter argument will also come. But here's the thing, think about it logically also here, you could be putting up a 5000 square feet का showroom और 10,000 स्क्वायर फीट का शोरूम भी डाल लो, ठीक है आप. नाउ लेट्स से यू पुट अप अ शोरूम हियर इन मार्थली, ठीक है, तुमने 10,000 स्क्वायर फीट का शोरूम डाला, ठीक है. अल्टीमेटली द पीपल हु आर गोइंग टू कम एंड विजिट दिस 10,000 स्क्वायर फीट का शोरूम इज हु, द पीपल हु आर देयर अराउंड दैट रेडियस ओनली ना, मैक्स टू मैक्स लेट्स से फॉर समबडी लाइक Zudio and V2 retail I understand कि like only 4 to 5 kilometer radius का people will come over there, right. But here if you look, since it is a once in a lifetime shopping kind of thing you do, I understand people would be willing to travel even like 30 to 40 kilometers to go for a sari shopping. They would do that, right, because you're getting it for your wedding, for your festivities, you're spending like 20-25K for a sari, you would go and travel that extra mile. But ultimately it is that the geography is again going to be like somewhere between 50 to 70 kilometer radius now. So if you're telling me that one showroom is able to cater to like a huge radius, that should also be reflected in terms of SSG na, ultimately like. But we do not see that SSG is improving, right. In fact the management also told like SSG, don't expect our SSG to go more than 6, the maximum it can go is 6 to 7%, uske zyada nahi hota, it is just not the nature of the industry. So when you're telling it is not the nature of the industry to grow more than 7 to 8% SSG, it just shows like ultimately it becomes a very localized store only at the end of the day. So you can't even give that counter argument. The reason you have to put up a huge huge square feet over here is because when you're coming for a wedding shopping, you have to give more and more offerings. Now somebody might need Kanchipuram sari, somebody might need some Mysore silk sari or Banaras sari or something, and you have to have wide array of offerings, right, and you have to create that like magnanimous and that over the top kind of ambience over there, right? Because if you expect somebody to shell out like 2 lakh rupees for a sari, you have to do that. Unfortunately, it's like you can't expect ethos को एक गली में डाल के 200 square feet का एक showroom डालने के लिए. Ethos has to sit in some mall like Phoenix, with that luxury lighting and all of that. It is the nature of the model. जब आप 2 लाख का watch बेच रहे हो, similarly over here. So I would say that argument is really not actually valid, right? But over here, ठीक है, I would say like sales grew, but if you look at it from a 9-month basis, it will paint a really good picture. Because agar if you look 9-month basis, sales grew hardly 4%. That just goes to show you कि like ये जो Q3 or which you're seeing growth, that is mainly because due to wedding season. Because last 9 months is 9 months में उतना कुछ फर्क नहीं है. It just clearly shows, ठीक है. So that's that about Sai Silks Kalamandir. Then the third company is Vedant Fashion. Vedant Fashions का भी वही story है. Sales grew by 8%, PAT is flat, SSG 2.6% है. Now even with Vedant Fashions also, Vedant Fashions का थोड़ा उल्टा हुआ. Okay, like if you look at Sai Silks Kalamandir, Q2 was flat, but Q3 you saw ना 17% का growth. Vedant में क्या हुआ था, Q2 में उसने 20 I think 22% का sales किया, but again Q3 is back to that single digit kind of growth. Understand over here why geography का difference आता है यहाँ पे. Because नॉर्थ इंडिया में क्या होता है, नॉर्थ इंडिया में आप लोग तो दिवाली एंड दिस दुर्गा पूजा एंड ऑल ऑफ इट इज धूमधाम से सेलिब्रेट होता है, राइट? सो व्हाट हैपेंस ओवर देयर आपका, एंड दिस टाइम वी हैड अ लॉट ऑफ फेस्टिविटीज दैट came in the early weeks of October, right? So which means what, all the shopping is done in September, which is in Q2. That is why in Vedant Fashion so really blockbuster Q2, but क्या हुआ Q3 में उसका tight FS हो गया. On the other hand with Sai Silks Kalamandir क्या हुआ, right? I mean if you come to the south of India, Diwali and everything is not that celebrated as loudly or grandly as it is celebrated in north of India. But यहाँ पे we had a very strong wedding season over here, right? So क्या हुआ यहाँ पे, इनका Q3 अच्छा हुआ but not Q2, ठीक है? Understand it over here. सिर्फ थोड़ा सा geography का like 19-20 का difference है, उसके वजह से can you see कि like how sales has been good in one quarter for one company and not so good for for the other company and vice versa over here, ठीक है? So that's that with these three companies. I would say nothing much to talk about. All are low growth engines के like there is no there has been no improvement over the last few quarters, or at least the 3 quarters of this year there hasn't been anything significant. Looks like even the Q4 would be as meek as Q3 or even duller than Q3 for that matter, right? I don't see any kind of green shoots or any kind of demand is turning around for them, so these people will start growing in double digit, whether it is Raymond, Sai Silks or Vedant. Let us see like maybe possibly in the next financial year that is there in FY25-26, they would probably we are seeing a turnaround in demand, and probably they will go back, whether it's Sai Silks, whether it is Raymond or Vedant, at least they can inch up to that high double digit kind of growth, right? That's it with the 3 companies. I'll see you again. And yeah, all of these 3 companies that are there, right? Like if you want to analyze it seamlessly, not just these 3 companies, right, but any companies for that matter, you want to know what to look for. PPT khol ke you have to understand ki like what should I look for, right? It shouldn't be like you're going down a rabbit hole. It should be like it should be like a treasure hunt, right? कि like this I should look, where do I find it over here, what should I exactly look for? अगर आपको वो जानना है, then I would say get the investment checklist workshop, right? That is one of the best workshops you'll get for the entire non-financial space. I'm going to put the link down in the description below. Get it, and you will you will be amazed at the kind of content that is there over there. It's the best out there, I can tell. And that's that. मेरा गला सूख गया इतना बात करके. But anyways, that's it about these 3 companies and the investment checklist workshop. I'll see you again in another video, and yeah, bye.